So, I mean, Vanessa really spelled it out, but I grew up in a little town in South Jersey called Haddonfield. It's a picturesque town, really good schools. My dad now is a Supreme Court Justice in the state of New Jersey. Thank you for the appointment, Governor.
You're welcome.
And you know, my mom also serves in state government. And I grew up, I was, you know, a good student. I was an athlete. I found alcohol and other drugs, and I was probably well on my way to having an issue, but then I found Oxycontin. My dad got in an accident, and I decided that it'd be a good idea to try it, and that's really where my story started. You know,
were you
now
immediately hooked? Because I hear so much about OxyContin. Were you immediately hooked?
Yeah, when I did my first one, I remember doing it and thinking, this is how I want to live the rest of my life. You know, I was always searching for something outside of myself that would make me feel better. You know, people think the drug is the problem, and to some extent, its accessibility is, but addiction is a disease that I always had and just had to be unlocked, and that's what I feel Oxycontin did for me. And when that happened, you know, now I'm a brother and a son and a business owner. I own a treatment center, which is awesome, and I love it. I'm so happy I went that route instead of, you know, I was on track. I was on the governor's advance team. Not that I didn't love it, but I really enjoy what I do, helping other alcoholics and addicts. Back then, I was a
Do you have still an alcohol problem?
I don't drink. I don't do any drugs.
So, but that was, you could see you were going to have that problem, but you found this OxyContin.
Yeah. And you know, I was a thief and a liar, and I ended up homeless. Different story. My parents did not want me home. I was living out of my car, and then I ended up going to a long-term treatment center, and I accepted what I was, that I was an addict, and I would rather have died than live with that. So I left. My plan was to kill myself. I wasn't able to get home, so I surrendered. And you know, a lot of people don't believe this part of the story, and whatever someone's conception of God or a higher power is, I got on my knees on a shuttle back to treatment I hadn't used, and I said, God, either please just let me die, because my plan was to shoot myself. I didn't have a gun. Let me die, or just let me get this. And I swear to you that that obsession that Vanessa talked about to use was lifted that day. And my goal now in life is to help another alcoholic and an addict. And I think, you know, back then I would have rather died than had this disease. But now a normal person can be miserable, and they can be angry and resentful. And that's just how they'll live their life. Me, if I get angry, resentful, if I'm miserable, I'll drink, and then I'll do dope, heroin, and then I will die. So I'm grateful.
Not anymore. Right?
I don't have, I'm not allowed to be miserable. I have to be trying to get the most out of life. Normal people don't have that. They won't die if they don't do that. So I'm grateful that I am what I am. Yeah, so that's it.
That's an amazing story. Wow.
Thank
How
you.
did you get off it? Did you go to a center or something, or what happened?
I did. I went in the mountains in Arizona to this place, and I was only coming off opiates. And they said, it was this tall guy, I'll never forget, his name was Bird. He said, what are you coming off of? I said, opiates. He said, you don't need detox. You'll feel like you're gonna die, but you won't die. And they put me in the center, and I detoxed cold turkey. And
what was that like?
it's like 20 times worse than the flu, but the anxiety is the worst part. The suicidal ideations crawling out of your skin. I mean, if I had drugs in front of me, I would have done them.
So he was right.
Oh yeah, yeah, he was right.
But you got through it.
I
How
got-
long did that take?
2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks of, they
Physical.
used to call it cold turkey, right?
Cold
Do they
turkey.
still do that?
Yeah.
In a way. So you went through 2 weeks of that, and that was hell.
Yes.
But then you knew you were going to get better.
No, then the mental obsession came, and I wanted to use so badly, but I had accepted what I was, and I knew I couldn't, so I wanted the obsession to stop. I wanted my brain to stop yelling at me to pick up. I didn't want to be that person anymore, so I figured I'd kill myself and it would stop. But my dad, you talked about how powerful he is, he somehow canceled all my personal credit cards. I still don't know how he did it. And I wasn't able to get on a plane to get home to get what I needed to end my life. And so I got on my knees and prayed, and that was really the beginning.
So he did a great service when he did that.
He did.
Smart guy. You have done an amazing job. It's so great. Not easy. Not easy, right, AJ?
No, not easy.
But we're very proud of you, Chris. Very proud of you.